Hi, everybody.
Hey everyone, welcome back for another wonderful Christmas tree chat.
Yeah.
And today
we have Sarah's brother.
My very own flesh and blood, virtually in front of the Christmas tree. Hi, Johnny.
Hello. Hey, long time no see.
Yeah. So, John, you've really taken these fireside chats seriously, haven't you?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the fire was on, but I decided to lower it was getting a little warm right in front of it. So, but yeah, we're FDRing it slightly.
What's the temperature in Cali today?
Oh, I think it may be, I didn't look at the numbers, but it's probably 60 something. I don't know. It's pretty.
Brr.
Yeah, brr. Oh, yeah, we all bundle up.
Well, we had a high of 40 today, which isn't too bad.
Yeah. It's not too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's supposed to be like that.
Yeah.
I mean, we like the cold, wouldn't we?
Oh, we love the cold. We love the snow and the cold.
Yeah. I remember my first New York snowfall. It was beautiful. And then there's like a dozen storms that year back to back.
Those were the good old days.
Mounds of snowplow to get to the bus. And then February where you're knee deep in dirty, mucky water. And it was great.
That part hasn't changed.
Yeah. The dirt part doesn't change.
Yeah.
So we were talking before we went live about this being a time of year for family and friends. And of course, we can't be together. So you have some songs that are related to that, right?
A couple of them. One of them from a couple of years ago, I guess, a year and a half ago, maybe, that I wrote kind of about our father, his maybe about him and his two sisters. And it's kind of written from the point of view of his sisters. And so it's kind of pitched a little bit higher, but that kind of ties in with the John Anderson idolization that I had as a teenager. But it, otherwise it doesn't have much to do with any Yes type music, which I still listen to and enjoy. The main sequence of Yes album, Fragile, Close to the Edge. Those main three are the great trilogy of Yes albums. And then Tales from Topographic Oceans and Relayer came after that. And then after going for the One album in 77, whenever, I kind of lost track.
Yeah, me too. I mean, it's a period.
Yeah.
But, those albums were great.
Yeah, those were great.
Isn't that when you got into Beethoven and classical music?
Well, that's interesting because I really was introduced to classical music probably by progressive rock, primarily ELP. Wolfgang, German exchange student, found a copy of Picture of an Exhibition, ELP, version of it, Emerson, Lake and Palmer's version. And that kind of opened a little bit of a door. We didn't have, but we both played instruments in school, as you and we all did. So we had my first introduction to Beethoven, which I didn't want to mention, was in my junior high school years in youth symphony summer camp. I was in with older, much better horn players. And there were four of us, I believe, it was a quartet, or maybe it's just three. But we played the first two movements of Beethoven's First Symphony. And it was with Corselli, was the conductor.
Oh, yeah.
Basso Corselli. And that was a real light coming on for me.
Yeah.
Being in the midst of it, and hearing even the early Beethoven, hearing the genius of his, compositional, contrapuntal, and musical gift, so.
Yeah.
Well,
later, when I was in high school, I read one of the biographies and started listening to the piano concertos. I bought my first box set of Beethoven piano concertos, Frederick Goulda, and it had warps in it, so you know. And then,
well, I guess that's a good reason to do a shout out for all middle school and high school music instructors, which is sorely lacking these days.
Well, beside that, you are our second guest that was for whom Beethoven is the major influence. I mean, it's a major influence. Mm-hmm. Like we had Richard P. St. Thomas,
right?
And he said basically Beethoven, you know, he started at 7 or something.
Yeah. Cool. So why don't you play the first song for us?
Oh.
Uh-oh, are you there? Oh no!
Yeah,
he's frozen in a smile.
We have a frozen guest. Can you hear us? Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm going to try to reestablish that connection.
Well, I was saying that it was kind of amazing on a Christmas weekend.
Here we go.
Oh, he's back. Are you back?
He's back.
Yeah, I think I'm here.
Okay.
And I'm showing you I'm connected. Yeah, I don't know if my neighbor's here. I sent him a link to this thing he might be listening into. Maybe that's interfering. We're all on the same.
Yeah, see if you're on the same one. Could be.
Anyway, this is the song. This song, we're all good. This is called good. And it's kind of inspired by also the passing of Chuck Berry the same year Dad died in 2017. Growing up poor back in 29, made a boy stand at the end of the line at second-hand clothes, but original pride. Scrapping with the bullies before going to school, stuck the chalkboard with the golden rule, feeling daddy's belt made him wish he had lied. Before the age of Maybelline, a girl could wipe her tears away clean. Before she'd throw the dogs of war a bone. Well, Papa took his last breath in 35. Mama took in laundry just to keep us alive. Brother straightened up, put his anger aside. Well, Mama packed her babies up and sold the nest. Grandpa's Ford took us to the Golden West with Mother at the wheel. It was one hell of a ride. Before the age of Maybelline, a girl could wipe her tears away clean. Before she'd throw the dogs of war a bone. Well, growing up strong back in 41 made a man fast from an only son. Then December came, he enlisted with pride. Was saying goodbye in the welcome rain, standing on the steps of a Pacific train. He gave us a hug, and I think we all cried. Dear brother and son of liberty, if you should face the enemy, take cover in numbers, this one can't fight them alone. No, 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 no. Oh. Before the age of Maybelline, the girl could wipe her tears away clean. Before she'd throw the dogs a bone. Before the age of Maybelline, the girl could wipe her tears away clean. Before she'd throw the dogs a bone. Brava, brava. Ah,
Yes. The I'm doing everything here, so it's a bit difficult. But
He's our knob twiddler in chief.
the Pillows, they are very prolific singers. I mean,
Yes, we are.
I have to say that's one thing. Going to a Christmas Eve in your family, I was just flabbergasted because when you started singing, it just didn't stop. It's just like just singing and singing and.
We like to sing.
Yeah, that's great.
You remember Mom was still alive, and we went to the Madonna Inn, the famous Madonna Inn in San Luis Obispo for a Christmas dinner. And we were kind of seated in the middle of the dining room. And I don't know, halfway through the meal, we just started singing Christmas carols in 4 parts. And people were kind of like, what?
No, people actually really digged it.
They liked it, yeah. But it was kind of out of the ordinary, yeah.
And your neighbor, Dan, from across the street from the Bahia house, he said, all I remember is the Pillow. They're always singing. So,
yeah,
you guys keeping on the tradition.
The irony is that we all, we got the real singing gift from Dad, mostly, of course, and he never really sang publicly. So,
no, he was too shy.
Huh? Yeah, he had a beautiful voice.
He was too shy.
Yeah.
He apparently at my senior recital at Oberlin, he could not look at me. He was so nervous for me.
Oh, nervous. Oh, yeah. If you messed up, or
yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a performance, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he used to go to various things we did when he wasn't working, but often he was working weekends, evenings, so
He worked pretty hard.
That generation, yeah.
Absolutely.
Years, yeah.
So what do you got for us now?
Well, this is the two, not that one. I got a couple different. This is the song that I wrote just this summer, and it was kind of inspired by rereading Patti Smith's memoir, Just Kids, about her relationship with Robert Mapplethorpe.
Yeah. Good old Patti Smith, also, love her.
Yeah. Young love of my own. Back in the day. But anyway, it's called For a Dream. He was like morning dove, yet to find his wings. Just a rebel puppet tried to dance on broken strings. But cocky as a mockingbird outside her window sings, holding hard her heart for a dream. She was like a poet's muse, unbound by girlish dress. A scarlet spark, a grounding mane foretold of her caress, of laughter in the face of any doubt of their success, holding fast his heart for a dream. They were the children of romance yet bound to turn the page, past blank unwritten verses of despair and jealous rage. But like a sonnet, song of love that will not, shall not fade, holding still their hearts for a dream. That?
If I say so myself, as your sister. John, the guitar is gorgeous. That's you. You know, I always remember you as a pianist because you always that's the Beethoven influence, right?
You know, it's funny. I really concentrated on guitar the last several years, and I still have, you know, I have a digital keyboard. Yamaha, like electronic piano, but I keep it covered a lot because otherwise the cats get all over it, and so, you know, anything that gets covered and put in a case you never pick up. The guitars I have lying around, so I can always pick those up, but I kind of want to start playing piano again a little bit more. I do sort of miss it, but and I've done a little bit recording recently with the keyboard, but not a whole lot.
Yeah.
But
well, you really play it so beautifully. It's great.
Guitars are easy to carry around, you know. That's the advantage of them. Unlike, regardless of what Alistair said.
Oh, Alabaster?
Yeah.
Alabaster.
He was like, oh, I see a guy with a guitar in his back, and I just feel so sorry for him.
His little box is certainly more portable.
Oh, sure.
I was listening and thinking, if I was going to, you know, okay, how would I accompany this with a guitar? It wouldn't be easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, his music definitely harmonium and organ and maybe piano and tuned percussion and things like that. He was cool.
Yeah, he evolved over time to get to that, and you know, he and Leona are pretty nomad-ish. They got rid of all their worldly possessions when they were living in Queens and decided to just travel around, which is amazing. So I understand a guitar would really get in the way. in that case.
Yeah, just reduce. Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, the clutter is always a problem for all of us.
I'd say you guys are pretty funny. You know, you're talking to a drummer and a vibraphone player.
Oh yeah, yes, like we should complain. You know.
Yes, you should complain.
Carry around a guitar case and maybe an amplifier or something that's about that.
Although the only advantage is you can go in any kitchen and find something to play with. You know.
Oh, absolutely. You can always. There's an instrument everywhere you go.
Yeah. Actually. Yeah.
I wasn't aware of the Getty wall, the musical wall there.
Absolutely. Those Getty walls sound fantastic. Actually, I have a little video on our YouTube channel. There's a video of me playing the wall. And it's really, I mean, you'd be surprised how it sounds.
Came along and did a whole thing about it.
Well, yeah, I mean, I did a short thing. It's like a few, 30 seconds maybe. But they did the whole show there using
Somebody did it, I think. I read about it, and I was like,
There's also when I used to play in a samba band, you know, Brazilian music, they always say there was a thing called kitchen batacuda. Means, you know, samba in the kitchen. So you take a whole band of people, you put them in the kitchen, you can make anything. You know, you can make a really good percussion ensemble.
Samba goulash.
There's a new film out about I can't remember the name of it. I haven't seen it. It's about a drummer who goes slowly deaf, and the whole soundtrack of the film is you know, reflects his growing deafness. Have you heard about that?
No.
Netflix or an Amazon thing or something? Yeah, it was kind of interesting. I thought it might be special interest to you with your teaching.
Yeah, no, I didn't even know it existed. I mean,
you know, of course, you know, Evelyn Glennie. It's not like
she's amazing.
Yeah,
hearing person.
Consider Beethoven without any of the modern abilities. You know, having to go deaf and still composing these amazing pieces of work. I mean, it's just kind of
you could
mind blowing.
You know, he could hear. You know, of course, he knew all the relationships on paper and could hear them. You know, obviously, he was
in his head.
Yeah, maybe it freed him in some ways. His late string quartets and piano sonatas are my personal favorites of his music. So his late work. So
well, sound and vibration, and we don't just hear from our ears. I mean, that's the main thing, but we do feel the sound too. There's a way. If you put your hands on the guitar, you feel all the vibration, right?
Yeah.
It's
you hope
and
so.
Sound is vibration.
Yeah, no, of course, that's why.
Yeah. So, do you have any more sound that we could feel from you now, Johnny?
Yeah. Here's one. This is another family song. This one was inspired by the other side of the family, the maternal side of the family. Mom's, I guess it was her grandfather, our great grandfather, and my somewhat namesake, John Henry Hewitt. And there's the family story that you're aware of, where he needed a woman on the farm, didn't have a wife, and he inherited it from his father, and he put an ad in local. Now my song is certainly it's a huge amount of poetic license, and I've also moved it west.
Yeah. Okay.
Western farm story rather than an Eastern farm story, because it's something that I feel a little closer to, I suppose. But it's inspired by that family history, even though it's purely fictional as far as everything else goes, as far as I know. It's called Gentle Rains. Well, Papa passed on, left me holding the bag of seed and the plow and the family nag. The first winter told me I'd still much to learn. The next winter cost me a tree of my youth. Huddled in silent roads fading light, ignoring the no one beside me. So I cinched up my saddle for a day's ride, took out for the mail bride. The wallflower ladies may need not apply if weeping and screaming do not even try. But strong hands and heart and a stomach inclined will give you the keys to my castle. She rode out alone a bit later that spring. Her father allowed as he held promised ring. Couldn't say she was just a pretty face. She didn't have what you'd call feminine grace. But she stood straight and strong, gray eyes leveled at me, and offered her hand as a partner. So bring me your bridle tonight, we will ride. We're loaded for love, shoot the stars from the sky. We'll bury our pride in the whites of our eyes. Gentle rain fall at first light. Now 30 years on, found a farm from the wild. Strong daughters and son and just one buried child. Winter now looms, but our bed is still warm. Our summers will linger behind the last storm. Thank God for the wife and the life that I know, for showing to someone beside me. So bring me a bridal tonight, we will ride. We're loaded for love, shoot the stars from the sky. We'll bury our pride in the whites of our eyes. Gentle rains fall at first light. Bring me a bridal tonight, we will ride. We're loaded for love, shoot the stars from the sky. Bury our pride in the lights of our lives. Gentle rains fall. Gentle rains fall. Gentle rains fall.
Right.
There you
I
go.
love that song so much.
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
So where somebody wants to hear your music, where do they go?
well, they go to SoundCloud.
Oh yeah.
You connected. I think you put a link with
Yes.
the put out for it to. Yeah, it's just.
Oh.
It,
We'll put a link on the YouTube info when we upload this video, so
Yeah,
people,
yeah, and
listeners
it's
can go there.
here, you had a link to it connected there. It's just, if you look up John Hewitt Pillow, Huyette, there's also a on there who I think lives in somewhere in Europe, and he posts a lot of ambient, computer music on it. But that's a different guy. It's
That's
kinda
another
cool.
John Pillow.
Huh?
It's another John Pillow.
Yeah, there's another John Pillow who I think he might be in Monaco or somewhere.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah, I just
We
came
should,
across him and I looked myself up to see how I could be found, but I changed on there to John Hewitt Pillow, Huyette. Just
Which Aunt Louise did that.
well,
I believe there was no E.
I inherited the E for some reason. Version of the name from Aunt Louise, I guess.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Good old Aunt
With all
Louise.
apologies to Frenchie and Linda and Nancy.
Yeah, that's right.
Anyway,
Well, John, thanks so much for joining us.
absolutely.
And your songs are
Thanks.
awesome. And I don't
Fun.
care if I am your sister. Just
Yeah, there's
really,
no- yeah.
really
Well,
impressed, and it's great.
People who say, "Are you related to Sarah Pillow?" It happened on when doing my radio show. I said, "Oh yeah."
Yeah, well, John, I get the same thing in San Luis Obispo. You're related to John, right? That's nice.
West Coast, East Coast, West Coast. Anyway,
Yep. Well,
thank you guys. Love you. All righty.
thank you. And here's to family and friends this holiday weekend. I love you.
Love you too.
Bye. Bye,
I'll
everybody.
see you soon.
Hey,
And
Mark.
who's tomorrow?
Tomorrow is Edward Phelps Walker. Speaking of family and friends, Ed and we go way back. Way, way back. So we have a lot to talk about and laugh about tomorrow.
All right.
Yeah.
See you tomorrow.
Bye.